Abu Hurairah, Allah's Apostle said that when the adhan, the call to prayer is pronounced, Satan takes to his heels and passes wind with the noise during his flight in order not to hear the adhan. You understand what that means? By the way, this is Bukhari, Volume 1, Book 11, number 583. You know what that means? When the call to prayer comes out, Allahu Akbar, he farts. So he doesn't hear the call to prayer. You really expect us to believe that Satan, who's not a physical being, urinates and has bowel movements like human beings do? Seriously? And this is what you're calling us to believe? Now watch this one. Bukhari, volume...
Assalamu alaikum and hello to my non-Muslim viewers. As you've seen in that clip taken from Sam Shamoon versus Osama Abdullah, is Muhammad a Prophet debate back in 2013. Basically, Sam Shamoon is mocking a hadith, saying that it's absurd to think that Satan farts and passes wind when he hears the adhan. And David Wood also made a video called Fun Islamic Facts, saying Satan, making fun of the hadith, saying that Satan farts when he hears the adhan. And that is an authentic hadith found in Sahih al-Bukhari, Volume 1, Book 11, Hadith number 582. So it is in Sahih Bukhari, the most authentic book after the Quran, which Sunni Orthodox Muslims believe is the most authentic book after the Quran. So like 90% of Muslims believe that, majority of Muslims believe Sahih Bukhari is the most authentic book after the Quran. So that it is authentic hadith. I'm not trying to deny it, but there's different ways to approach this hadith. The first group, like Ibn Hajar and Imam Qurtubi, said that this is a literal farting and passing wind. Like Ibn Hajar and Imam Qurtubi, if you read their commentaries, they say that it's been proven that Satan or devils or jinns, Satan is a devil or a demon, or in Islamic terms, the Islamic term is jinn, but jinn, devil, demon, same thing. It's just a Arabic way of saying devil or demons. But to keep it simple and to make it easier for my non-Muslim viewers to catch what I'm saying, I'm just going to refer to them as demons, because non-Muslims are more familiar with that term. But anyways, Imam al-Qurtubi says that it's been proven that demons or devils, eat, drink, urinate, marry, etc. They literally do those things. So Ibn Hajar and Imam al-Qurtubi literally believe this. However, interpreting these narrations literally should not be a problem to anybody. Since Satan is the enemy of Islam, if Satan hears the Islamic call to prayer, then why is it so absurd for Satan to pass wind and go away angrily, to go away in anger and frustration? Making fun of these narrations is actually defending this Satan from being a filthy creature. Any believer would readily accept that the enemy of Allah is indeed hideous, and anyone defending Satan or demons or devils or whatever from hideous requires serious and urgent help. Even if this is literal, and there are some Islamic scholars like Imam Qurtubi and Ibn Hajar Asqalani in their commentaries, even if this hadith even if the Prophet said this as a literal Satan passing wind and running away, there's no way anyone can disprove this. I don't know how any Christian critic of Islam like David Wood and Sam Shamoon, I don't know how they can disprove this unless they can see the devil and Satan. They can, but they believe in demons and devils and Satan, because according to the New Testament is filled with, Satan tempting Jesus and devils and demons causing epilepsy and all this, very supernatural stuff. Now, for an anti-supernaturalist, for an atheist, anti-supernaturalist, they'll look at both the Bible and Islamic texts like the Quran, the Hadith, etc., and they'll say that both the Bible and the Quran and Hadith or whatever are false, because there's no evidence of, they'll say that they can't see demons and jinns and Satan and stuff like that. So according to their anti-supernaturalist views, they will be like, no, that stuff is not possible because, that's too supernatural, and, they believe that there is no supernatural in the world. So they'll say, yeah, that's ridiculous. They'll agree with people like Sam Shamoun and David Wood. But critics like Sam Shamoun and David Wood are being hypocritical because they believe in the New Testament. They believe that there's demons, devils, Satan. It's in the New Testament. I don't need to pull up passages because anybody who read the New Testament knows that there's supernatural figures like angels and devils and demons in the New Testament. So, Christians and Muslims believe in, supernatural beings like devils, angels, jinns, demons, etc. It's already in the Holy Scriptures. It's already in their Scripture, in the New Testament. So if they have no problem accepting, stories of Satan tempting Jesus in the Gospel of Matthew, whatever, why do they have problems with Islamic stories of Satan, like Satan passing wind and stuff like that? It seems kind of hypocritical to me that they accept the New Testament, even though the New Testament has fantastic supernatural stories, and then they mock the Islamic texts talking about Satan passing wind and stuff like that. So even if this is literal and it's meant to be real, or Prophet Muhammad said it as Satan really does this and goes away, these are matters of the unseen. We can't disprove this. No Christian can disprove it because they believe in the supernatural. The only people who have, so Sam Shamoun and David Wood are being hypocritical. The only people who can criticize this would be anti-supernatural and have legitimate grounds to do so would be the anti-supernatural atheists, because they don't believe in supernatural. They don't believe in angels, devils, demons. They don't believe in the supernatural figures like angels, demons, whatever, in the Old Testament, New Testament, or the Quran. They don't believe in any of that. So the Quran, New Testament, and Old Testament accepts all these supernatural figures. So this is just a matter of faith. This is just a matter of whether you believe in the unseen or the supernatural or not. If this is taken to be literal, now there's no way, David Wood or Sam Shamoun can disprove what Satan does when he hears the adhan. Unless they can see devils and demons, I don't know. So there's no way they can disprove it. So them mocking it, them mocking this hadith, them mocking these hadiths about Satan and stuff is hypocritical, because according to the New Testament, Jesus tempted Satan, and there's devils and demons and Jesus cast out demons and stuff like that, even though there's no evidence outside the New Testament that this happened. There's no Josephus, Tacitus never mentioned anything about Jesus exorcising demons and stuff like that. So this is hypocritical. If they want to be consistent, this is hypocritical. But people like Sam Shamoun and David Wood are never consistent when it comes to critiquing Islam. The second group of scholars said that this is an Arabic figurative way of saying Satan runs away in the disgusting fashion. So this is basically a metaphor. The second group of scholars say that this is a metaphorical. This is a metaphorical saying. It doesn't. Prophet Muhammad wasn't saying there's literally Satan, and when he hears the adhan, he runs away farted. Or passing wind. He doesn't literally do this. This is just a metaphorical way of saying runs away angrily. For example, in the English language, if I say somebody has a tail between his legs, it doesn't. A literal tail is not intended. Rather, the meaning is that the person went away frightened, defeated, or a coward. So same thing with this hadith. This hadith means Satan ran away. Satan metaphorically ran away, passing wind, defeated. So those scholars say that this is metaphorical and not literal. In the Arabic English lexicon approves of this as well. And this is found in the Arabic English lexicon by Edward William Lane, page 1863. So, according to that Arabic dictionary, or whatever, the Arabic way of saying it could be metaphorical and not literal. So we Muslims don't have to take this narration to be literal. The third group of scholars said that this is not passing stomach gas and has other meanings and they use other meanings in these narrations. They say that this meaning means to be going away, that Satan goes away angrily. And this is evidenced by, there's a narration where Ali, the fourth caliph of Islam, said this. So when Satan hears the adhan, he takes to his heels and escapes away angrily. Modern scholars like Sheikh Maududi has also stated this opinion. However, Sheikh Maududi considers the second opinion, that it's metaphorical, to be equally valid or strong. So, there's different ways of interpreting this hadith. I favor the second view, that this is metaphorical and not literal. That, bad things like Satan, devils, or whatever goes away when the adhan is being called, because the adhan is calling to God, and Satan, and all bad things like Satan, the devil, whether it's literal or metaphorically, they go away. Whether the devil passes literal gas, or this is metaphorical. There's different ways of interpreting this hadith. It doesn't need to be taken literal. It doesn't mean that Satan's like farting as he runs away. There's a literal Satan and he's farting and he's running away when he hears the adhan. This could be a metaphorical way of looking at things. So, this hadith is very logical, and there's nothing in it for Muslims to deny or twist. So, Muslims should. We Muslims, we don't need to try to deny or dismiss the hadith. It's in Sahih Bukhari. It's the most authentic narration. It's in the most authentic collection of hadith, which is in Sahih Bukhari. If this hadith was weak in Ibn Majah or Abu Dawud, then I'll have no problem dismissing it or denying or tossing it out if it was weak. But it's in the most authentic narrations. It's in most authentic hadith collection, Sahih Bukhari. But there's different ways of looking at the hadith. We don't have to take it literal. It could be metaphorical for all we know. And I'm going to be putting all the references down. So that's all I want to say about that hadith. Stay tuned. More videos to come, inshallah. Thanks for viewing. Salam.